And welcome to another episode of Dose and a Half Cincos. This episode is number 25. As always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
The fuck was that?
I don't know. David sounded weird. I wanted to sound
That's how
weird
he always
too.
sounds.
It
He
can't
always
be.
sounds fucking weird.
What are you, Boston now? From Boston?
Oh, yeah, I thought we watched The Gentleman.
Fucking weird
He's always so
here.
fucking weird. Or maybe that's Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn style.
And with us is Ben.
Brooklyn Ben. Yep.
Brooklyn Ben.
Bal-
Hey,
no,
Hey,
no, it's
what?
Balrog
I'm talking
Ben.
here.
hey, bada bing.
I'm talking here. Well, speaking of of accents, I guess that really ties right into our episode or our movie of the week this week, The Gentleman. A lot of British accents and difficult language to understand, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Before we jump right into our box office rundown and some of the other fan favorites I've already heard, we can go straight into our review of the second episode of Street Sharks.
Just diving.
Sharkbite?
Just diving right in, I guess.
Yeah, like a shark would.
Street Sharks.
Just unlubricated. Just dive,
Just jam it in there.
jam it,
Just raw shark.
slam jam it.
Well, I don't want to. It's really fresh in my mind, so that's the reason why I want to talk about it. So, we'll go ahead. We'll start with Stu, since Stu starts with an S, and so does Street Sharks.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Thoughts on episode 2?
Well, I think the production value definitely got stepped up a little bit. There wasn't like the stupid bad edits where there's like they're doing one thing and then suddenly the next scene there's another guy doing something completely different. I think there might have been one or two instances of that. I can't remember, but overall, I just got to say this episode it delivered on the Jossums, and it delivered on the shark attacks. There were a lot of shark attack.
Yeah, they just
rallying
leaned
cries.
really into that.
That was a lot, yeah.
How else do you expect this show to be, Ben? Like, if you don't just lean into it's just like, we're just going to treat them like any other superhero TV show. We're just going to ignore the fact that they're sharks. But, I mean, this is kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah,
It's also probably part of their downfall, too.
every time it's just like, yeah, shark attack, woo, jawsome, and they just roll up with it, you know? They just.
I
go
think
into
they
shark
probably
puns.
had they probably had to pay a lot of money to be able to use those catchphrases, and so they're like, if we don't use it in this episode, it's like we're giving money away. So anytime that they can kick down a door and then yell the word shark attack, we need to do that. I need you guys to add that in there.
I think they own the rights to Shark Attack, and then also they own the rights to chewing through things that cannot be chewed through.
Or asking for what did he ask for when he chewed through like all that after they escaped, and then he was like eating something and he said, do you have hot sauce? Was that what he was asking?
When they were eating the guy's TV,
Yeah,
maybe, and then they
something I don't remember.
so they also must be the shark part of their brain that was like, this thing makes me angry, let me eat it.
But they're the perfect animal because they can resist diseases, except for this was one of my favorite moments from this episode was when he was talking about how great sharks were, and it's like, oh, the perfect predator, and all I have to do is get them to obey me, and the only thing that's left is if it wasn't for their dying loyalty to their friends. I was like, dear God, it just it kind of reminded me of like Robot Chicken all over again from like the Star Wars episode.
You mean Emperor
Palpatine?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Your faith in your friends, yours.
Your friends is your faith in your mama. Stu, favorite moment?
My favorite moment was when they broke out in the beginning of they were captured in episode 1, and then they're breaking out of the Dr. Paradigm's little fortress there or whatever, laboratory, whatever it was, fortress lab, and they run outside and oh no, there's tanks, and then what do we do about the tanks? I know, I'll uppercut one of them and it'll just flip over, and then I'll grab one and suplex it and it'll fall into pieces. I think that was my favorite part.
Okay. Ben, what were your thoughts on this episode?
Well,
All right, thanks, Ben. Awesome. All right, we're gonna move on to Ben's thoughts.
you know, I don't really remember a lot about the show. I don't even remember who the main bad guys were. But
What?
the Baldo dude, he, I mean,
Dr. Paradigm.
Dr. Paradigm. He
By the end of this, like this series that we're gonna be running this for, Ben better know at least the bad guy's name. At least know Dr.
I don't know
Please,
anyone's
for the
name.
love of
in
God.
this.
Mr. Clean was wearing the eye patch.
Why is his eye
And,
patch made out of metal?
Why not? It makes him more menacing.
Okay, so this guy's supposedly a college professor, and he looks like a supervillain already, running around in his trench coat and his turtleneck and his stupid metal eye patch. Not only that, but he has a helicopter that looks like a shark or something for some odd reason.
That shoots lasers.
That shoots lasers.
That shoots lasers.
That shoots
Yep.
lasers. So he already looks like a fucking supervillain. But then by the end of this episode, I was like, there's no way, like, we could top this. He turns into a fucking piranha. Now he looks even more supervillainish.
Do you guys feel like there was either a missed opportunity or maybe there was a copyright thing that was holding them back? The reason why instead of, I think they called him what? He's not Dr. Paradigm anymore. He's Dr. like a
Piranha.
Piranha Dome or something. I'm like, I thought it was going to be Piranha Dime.
I wrote this down because it sounded like it was like us trying to write that line on the fly. Because
They're like, quick, come up with a name.
he was trying to say like piranha and paradigm, and he came up with paranoid. Which
Oh, that's what it is.
So then he took a third word, paranoid, and just kind of smashed it in there also. which very much sounds like something like I would do, or David would do, or any of us would do.
They literally were just in the middle of the episode, and they were drawing it, and they were writing it. They're like, all right, we're gonna try this new technique. It's called animate while you're
Live animation.
Live animation.
We're
And
airing
then
this
all of a sudden they're
episode
like,
live. You need to come up with the line on the spot.
Improv animation. Here we go.
and then all of a sudden at the very end, they're like, we need a name. We just realized we left it empty because we thought we'd be able to come up with a name. What do you got?
Paranoid. Paranoid.
You can hear the stuttering. It's almost like the voice actor was standing by at the station. Just like you can see him with his hands up in the air, looking at the control room, going, "What am I supposed to do? What name?" And then someone walks in, opens the door, and it has a light on top that says "On the Air." Hands him a piece of paper, and he goes, "What the hell is this?"
Shut up, just say it.
Because you could, Noid.
Okay, wait. Can you guys remind me of something? Like at the beginning of the episode, they were about to get autopsied or something, right?
Yeah, they were gonna slice him up, and then she comes in and saves the day.
Right. So they got saved, and then they strapped Dr.
Paranoid.
They strapped Dr. Paranoid to.
That one's also wrong.
God damn, bald guy.
He wasn't paranoid yet. He was still Dr. Paradigm.
Who names himself?
It's gonna
Dr.
be so hard saying it because I swear to God, this was a missed opportunity. They should have called him Piranadine. I really don't understand why that wasn't the first thing that came to mind.
That means there's a class at that college that has their professors Dr. Paradigm. Like, I failed Dr. Paradigm's final. Like,
Wow, what an idiot.
Compilers.
compilers with Dr. Paradigm.
Paradigm.
This whole class is a paradigm.
This whole class is the paradox.
I was thinking paradox.
Wait, were they about to kill him? at the beginning?
Yes.
They literally were just like strapping him. It's like, yeah, we're gonna kill you, bro.
They've had so many opportunities. They're like, man, we've made them way too strong, but we need to at least stretch this out to 25 or so
Why couldn't they
episodes,
eat
or else we
him?
won't even have a series. Yeah. Well, no, that would end the series.
Because they got 38 more episodes to make. They got approved for 38 more episodes.
This would be too easy, Ben.
They eat everything
but-
else except the humans.
They don't eat everything else. Because when they were asked because they were hungry and they were asking for like, oh, can I eat this with hot sauce? I don't know what he was eating. I think he was eating like a cardboard or something. And they're like, oh, what do you guys want to eat? Pizza? And I was like, oh, here's their opportunity. But then of course they said no.
Ew,
'Cause that would
gross.
make them, Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and I think they own that.
The pizza, so they
Animals,
got burgers and
animals
shakes
who
instead.
eat human food. I think that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles property.
Oh, just any human food in general.
Yeah, yeah.
So they had already cornered the market on eating asphalt and other
Yeah.
inanimate objects.
Yeah.
But they tried to turn them this way. That way they're like street sharks, but they're technically still kids. But at the same time, how are they still wearing all the same clothes?
I don't know.
I don't know. Why are you questioning that? How else are they supposed to sell merchandise?
That's true.
All right, I think cue the second where I gotta look up street shark merchandise.
I actually had the toy of the bad guy with the drill horn.
I thought you were about to say Paradigm.
Yeah,
and I
it's
was like,
like-
you can't
Yeah,
even
not
say
Piranha,
the freaking
not-
name.
Not piranha.
Paranoid.
Paradigm.
Oh, dude, you can still buy the shirts.
Are you gonna do it?
There's a shirt that says Jossum.
Nice. Is it on
The original Ripster.
streetsharks.com? Is that where it is?
I just Googled Street Sharks merch, and tons of stuff keep coming up. Vintage Mattel Street Sharks Ripster action figure for $24.99. Oh man, these things looks like they have the entire set. $150. What the? 1995 sealed Street Sharks party hats and napkins. What? Okay, all right. So we're going down a rabbit hole. All right.
I mean a shark hole.
Any other thoughts on this episode besides this was definitely a step up from episode 1? I look forward to finding out what happens to them now that they're inside the collider. Spoiler alert. Not really spoiler alert, but all right.
Did anyone catch the almost crossover opportunity for Mighty Ducks?
No.
No, what was that?
Their little secret underground Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle hideout was underneath a
underneath
hockey
a-
rink.
Oh. Wait, is Street Sharks Disney property?
Probably not. I think that's public domain.
There's 3 seasons.
Of Street Sharks?
Street Sharks.
God.
3 seasons, 40 episodes.
Holy
related to extreme dinosaurs.
Does that mean we're going to be watching this for the next year? That literally is like 40 weeks.
Well, strap in, everyone.
This part is not going away.
Keep your hands and fins inside the ride at all times.
All right, this is the last time we're doing this. Now that Ben's dropped it, I felt like they tried to drop in every single like shark related thing or anything about fish in the first place. I was just like, wow, that is a lot of fish references. How do they even have any more? Oh wait, season 1's only 3 episodes.
Wait, really?
Is that the pilot season?
Yeah, season 1, episode 1, Sharkbait. Number 2, Sharkbite. Episode 3, Shark Storm. And then they go another... Wait, why did they separate like this? Episode 1 of season 2 aired a week after season 1, episode 3.
Who did they get canceled and picked up again?
Maybe.
I
Like
don't even
immediately?
know. I have no clue. And then that season 2 aired for 13 episodes. And then season 3 was 27 episodes.
Wow.
And it ends with a final cliffhanger, Sharkpocalypse now.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't
that wasn't very good.
don't spoil it for us.
Oh, I didn't read any of the things. I just said that's what we have to look forward to. But if there's ever a trivia, all you would have, and they asked you how many
seasons of Street Shark are there?
How many episodes of Street Sharks are there? The answer is 40.
Is this the championship round?
Yes, for all of our listeners out there, if you're ever caught in a situation where you need more Street Sharks knowledge, you heard it here first. Number of episodes in their entire discography? Videography. Catalog, that's a word. 40 episodes. Season 1 was only 3, season 2 was 13, and the last season was 27 episodes. And if there's a trick question, how many episodes have the word sharks in them? The answer is all of them.
43 episodes.
Wait, there's only 40 episodes.
Well, it's the 3 that ended up they didn't make the cut.
Wait, there was a direct-to-film feature film of Street Sharks with all season 1 episodes that were combined into one title.
Oh, that's what it was.
They didn't make the bite. Street Sharks.
Awesome.
That was a pretty good sound effect.
You're welcome. I've been watching a lot of Street Sharks. So that was your Street Shark 10 minute. I want to say Street Shark minute, but clearly we are way past that.
To win the Street Sharks.
So besides Street Sharks and our movie of the week, The Gentleman, I also wanted to thank you guys for us to do the episode 24 and being able to dedicate it to the late and great Kobe Bryant.
Are you trying to make me cry again?
God damn.
Yes. Well, I take you on a high and then I take you on a low.
Wow. Wait, the high was Street Sharks?
I thought that was the low.
That's what we're comparing everything to? That's the pinnacle of this?
That didn't make you guys happy?
No, it made me, Fuck, I can't think of a shark pun to go along with this.
It made him chum. I don't know.
Well, I will say there's another piece of Street Shark tidbit trivia. Later in 1996, the Street Sharks teamed up with the Dino Vengers, and the show became the Dino Vengers featuring Street Sharks.
Dino Vengers was a separate show?
Yes.
Is this your is this your like lore thing? Like, is this what Kingdom Hearts is to me? You just know all the Street Sharks lore.
No, I just took it off of Wikipedia. I really can't.
And now it's committed to your memory.
Up forever. Yeah, this is replacing something really important.
Yep. Up.
My first steps. I don't remember them anymore, but I remember.
Wait, does anyone
40
remember
episodes?
Well, if you're like David, you didn't walk till you're like 14. Then...
hey, that's because I fell all the time. But yeah, besides our movie of the week this week and Street Sharks, what else have you been catching up on, Ben?
So there are 2 shows I've been trying to catch up on, but still getting through them. The Good Place, the final few episodes are out now, and I have to watch it before all the spoilers come out. And BoJack Horseman, the final episodes are out. Oh my god, there's so many good shows going on. Holy shit. I don't know if I can do this. Along with Street Sharks.
So you're going to drop everything else for Street Sharks, right?
No comment.
That's a yes. All right, what about you, Stu?
Well, I finished watching The Witcher.
Ooh.
So that was fun.
What are your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I think I got ahead of the game because I think Darren told me about how like it starts out of order and blah blah blah.
Why did he say
so I was like, what?
Why did you say that?
Finish your thought, Ben.
Why did he say that?
I don't know.
That was like one of the fun parts.
To help me.
No, figure that shit on your own. You're a grown ass man.
To help my small feeble mind.
Yeah, go Google it like everybody else did.
But yeah, it was fun. I liked it. It was good. I can't wait for next season. I also was having fun listening to David Eats Food ASMR while I've been editing a couple episodes.
I learned from the best.
And one of them is pretty funny because it's like, you're doing it, it's making noise, and you're trying to like be quiet about it, but it's like super not quiet. Like it's like you're eating like very like slowly, but like oh, did someone hear me? And then you
like
stop.
opening the bag of chips.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Opening a bag of candy in the movie theater during a movie like The Quiet Place.
Yeah, extremely
You
slowly.
hear
Okay.
What was that one Family Guy where it was like Anne Frank in the attic?
He's eating potato chips.
You guys want one? For me, I finally finished Silicon Valley. Yeah, I didn't know that was going to be the last episode ever. I didn't know that they didn't get renewed. So that was a huge shock to me after finished watching. I was like, wait, why does this feel so final? And then I looked it up and I got sad.
So,
But I enjoyed the show a lot.
okay.
I'm really hoping that the rumors are true and that there's going to be a movie.
Nah.
You didn't like the show at all, Ben?
I think I stopped after the second season or third season. I just stopped because it kind of, I think it lost momentum because what's his face died after the first season.
Oh, the Peter Gregory, the guy who played Peter Gregory.
Yeah, and they kind of lost like that whole whatever they had planned, you know?
Wait, like the actor died?
Yeah, the actor died.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I really enjoyed the first season a lot.
He's like, it was such a bummer because they dedicated the season to him, and it was really down.
Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, what was it? I really like that
David,
part.
are you eating?
David?
I'm like extremely sensitive to it now whenever.
So,
Like, you're way too quiet. You must be eating something.
I thought I heard like a little.
I ate a piece of chocolate. So that pretty much does it for our week. We'll go ahead and jump straight into this week's box office rundown. Number one at the top of the box office for the third straight week is Bad Boys for Life with 17.6 million. Number two is 1917 with 9.4.
Did you say 19 and 17?
1917.
and 17. Yep.
19 and 17.
21917. Number two. Doolittle comes in at number three with 7.5 million.
Wow.
Gretel and Hansel, 6.1 million at number four. Jumanji: The Next Level stays at number 5 with 6 million. The Gentlemen, our movie of this week, has dropped from 4 to 6. Star Wars Episode 9: The Rise of Skywalker is holding on to the number 7 spot with 3 million. Little Women, the Oscar nominated film, 3 million as well. The Turning moved down from number 6 to number 9. And we have a newcomer to the top 10, The Rhythm Section, with 2.7. Just edging out of the top 10, or previously in the top 10, is Knives Out and Just Mercy. Guys, anything interesting at all to you guys at all?
Star Wars is still in theaters?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Disney?
It is gross 500. Yeah, 507. All right, go ahead, Ben.
What?
It's not rated R. Staying power for the
No,
mouse.
I was just going to say that
Disney.
movie sucked ass.
I'm kind of excited about because I do want to see it, whether we make it a movie of the week or whatever. I'd probably go see it anyways. Gretel and Hansel.
Yeah,
That looks pretty interesting.
it does, David. Right? It's like that creepy atmosphere, you know, like anything
Yeah.
can just pop out of nowhere, you know, David.
What? What? What?
So, yeah. So stay tuned
For those-
our
All
movie
right,
of
so
next
this
week.
week we're gonna be watching Doolittle with Robert Downey Jr.
For those playing at home, David's a big scaredy cat. He doesn't like scary movies or scary anything.
Yes. I will hold down the fort on every other movie except for that.
Yeah,
What's there to
Angry
hold
Birds
down?
2, Abominable,
Hey, I gotta make sure that people get what they want. They
Arctic
want
Dogs.
They want Little Women.
Okay, cool. I watched that too.
All right, screw it. All right, that's our movie for this week.
Wait.
Little Women.
Well, it was either gonna be Gretel and Hansel, or we were gonna watch the what was it called?
Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
That's a tough
That
call.
Birds of Prey will still be there.
That's true.
Hansel and Gretel might not be there right next week, or nobody may care at that point.
Right. I mean, I would like to see Gretel and Hansel, but I will also see Birds of Prey if that's what we choose.
I vote Gretel.
I'm more interested in Birds of Prey.
Gretel Hansel.
But
Of course you are.
I think, yeah. Well, it's Margot Robbie.
Yeah, but you're also a big puss, so
Don't worry about that part. I want to see Margot Robbie.
And I think we got vetoed this week because we also said we wanted to see Gretel and Hansel last week. So,
ooh, did we say that?
yeah, we did, and no, and then we got vetoed for the gentleman. Now, yeah,
No, that other one was The Color or something.
Oh, the color outer space color.
Out of Space.
yeah,
Color.
we decided either Color Out of Space, Gretel and Hansel, or the gentleman. So it's either going to be.
Did we really?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, I think we did.
As an impartial third party, I'm going to agree with Ben.
You're not impartial. You're never impartial.
I have to agree with this impartial man.
This outside consultant.
I've been here for all of the episodes. He's never been impartial.
I have to agree with impartial Tron over here.
Oh, God. No, you got to give a better name since we had Piranha Don.
Impartial Tron.
Impartial Don.
That's
Tron.
too good. Impartial Meister. Okay, fine. This week,
Impartial
Gretel and
Rana.
Hansel. I am just
No,
more
it-
upset about the fact that it's not Hansel and Gretel. Why is it not Hansel and Gretel? Why is it backwards?
Are you pre-docking it points right now?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, is it because it's alphabetical order? Is this? I don't even know.
Maybe maybe Hansel and Gretel is like is owned in that order.
But Gretel and Hansel's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be mad or happy if I hear them say it. It's Gretel
actually-
and Hansel.
Actually, the original German folklore of the story is actually Gretel and Hansel. It's not Hansel and Gretel. That was adapted to U.S. Storytelling. David, are you eating again?
No, I'm just using the same wrapper.
Oh.
That's all I heard. Wait, was that real or are you just bullshitting?
Yes.
You're not allowed to bullshit. You're impartial, Tron.
Yeah, so if I'm impartial, Tron, what I said must have been true then.
Dear God. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on. We're gonna jump right into our movie of the week this week. It just seems like the box office rundown is there's not very much surprises in there. Nothing really big, but I'm sure we'll see a big spike from Birds of Prey. I don't remember if we talked about it before, but Bad Boys for Life. What was their production budget? How much was it for their? Was it like 150 mil? Oh, 90 million dollars. Sorry. So they've grossed 151 million dollars domestically. So yeah, a little bit more than I'm sure most people would have thought after that first weekend was a little bit slower than normal. All right, we're gonna jump right in. Ben, what do you got for us for The Gentleman?
Oh, in terms of synopsis, or what are we doing? What are we doing?
The synopsis.
Oh, okay.
What?
Is this your first time on the
How
show,
many-
Ben?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. How many weeks? Wait.
Oh, man,
bring
okay.
real Ben back.
Okay. Here's my prepared statement for the gentleman. You are one fucking cheeky cunt, man. I swear I'm going to wreck you. I swear on my mom's life. You scared little bitch. Get your moms to send me text messages saying you don't cause you mean some big bastard with muscles. You fucking sad, mate. Really just shows that you're scared little boy. That's what you are. This is all crap that your mate sent me about some bodybuilder website and one of your favorite places. Look at a little men. You fucking little gay boy. Follow me. You dot balls, cheeky prick. See you. Step up, bruv.
Was that the lyrics from the song?
I think that's from.
No.
Is that Brad Pitt in that one movie? Was it Crank?
Crank.
Or what is it?
Snatch.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Snatch.
What was it? Snatch. That's what I meant. One of those weird one-word movie titles.
No, absolutely nonsense.
Oh, okay.
Did you actually read a list of words, or are you just naming words off the top of your head?
You just Googled British slang and
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
How come you didn't say Bob's your uncle?
Ah, fuck.
I didn't hear you say bollocks in there one time.
No, this is like
Or bloody hell.
Or cheeky.
You
Cheeky's a
cheeky
good one.
bastard. Yeah.
well, I mean, this is like pretty much all the dialogue in the movie, right? Well, by the
That's
kids.
true.
By the kids.
That's true. I couldn't understand half of it. But the rap song was really cool.
Oh, that actually was. Like, well, yeah, that's spoilers.
It's actually an official release song. Yeah, it's actually really good. All right, so since Ben gave us that
I think that was the Cockney
dictionary,
the Cockney slang rhyming scheme version of the synopsis. So
yeah, a haiku by somebody who speaks Cockney English.
the British haiku has like 48 syllables in the first line, and 32 in the second line, and 115 in the third line.
And then it loops back to number one.
Yep.
The name of the song that they were singing in that like their theme song is called "Boxes of Bush."
I did like that song.
Boxes of Bush.
It's badass. It's by
that
a
sounds like
British
a
rapper name.
That sounds like a very British title for a rap song.
Boxes of Bush by Bugsy Malone.
Wow.
Like Boxes of Bush is probably like slang for like stacks of cash or like
I
Or
thought it was weed.
tons of hoes
or
or
containers
something like
of
that.
tea.
They do like tea, so they probably rap about tea a
yeah.
lot.
That's what Bush is. It's tea.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. No. No.
I don't know. It could be a brand of tea. You could have fooled me.
Stu, thoughts?
I enjoyed it. It was very fun. It was I like the way they told the story. The whole like little narrative, like storytelling thing he was doing. What's his name? Hugh Grant was doing, which I didn't realize. I don't know if that's his real accent or if he has like a more toned down accent. Either way, it was enjoyable to listen to. I like listening to the accents a lot, so this movie was very fun for me. Even including Matthew McConaughey's. But yeah, it was. It was fun. I like it. Great job by the entire cast.
I don't know why it is, but you mentioned Matthew McConaughey. Every time I've seen him since the Lincoln commercials, every time he talks, I cannot get that out of my head.
I
feel like
gotta go buy a Lincoln.
Yeah, I keep thinking that instead of like him rolling up to like all the cars in this movie were all Mercedes, but I feel like he's just gonna walk out and it's like a Lincoln MKZ. Or
All
Lincoln
right.
Navigator yeah, and then and then he's like selling wild turkey.
Does he do Wild Turkey commercials also?
Yes.
Jesus.
Oh, man, he's diversified.
I know.
Wait, is it wild turkey? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure.
Hang on, quick McConaughey check.
Why does it
2020.
say Australia?
This is
yeah.
your McConaughey
Matthew
minute.
McConaughey and wild turkey. Yep.
This has been your Matthew McConaughey status update.
Yeah, so this episode has been filled with lots of different trivia bites. We're going to be hosting a test later on. What did we talk about in episode 25?
Because I don't know, and I was there.
That's true, huh? Yeah, I don't know what it is, but when he talks, I just can't stop thinking that it's going to be a Lincoln
So
commercial.
they got you. They hooked you, hook, line, and sinker.
Joke's on them. I can't afford a Lincoln.
You can get a used, certified, pre-owned. Maybe this next commercial. Maybe after they hear this episode, they're like, guys, we got to get Matthew McConaughey back in for a certified pre-owned commercial.
I can't also afford one of those either.
They're not that expensive.
Well, this podcast makes me $0, so I can't afford it on this podcast money.
Yeah, maybe because you're not promoting it inside of a Lincoln.
You got it. This episode was recorded inside of a Lincoln Navigator. Can you hear those acoustics? They are fantastic. We're actually rolling at 60 miles an hour on the freeway. You can't hear a thing.
How about these cool vented seats?
These vented seats are fantastic. I feel like I could sit in this car and record this podcast the entire way from here to LA. That's a 4.5 hour. That's a 4-hour drive. And you know the best way I enjoy these long car rides is with a glass of
Wild turkey.
Nope, we can't drink in the car. That's illegal.
Wild cherry Pepsi.
This has been your Lincoln Navigator moment.
Wild cherry Pepsi partnership.
Chase your wild cherry turkey. So yeah, that was like the one thing I just couldn't get out of my mind, especially from the very beginning, where they introduce the character and he's like doing the voiceover, talking about it and stuff, and then all of a sudden he gets in that like tries to be sultry or whatever, and I'm just like,
he doesn't have to try.
All right, fine. He's steaming hot. I made sure I sat away from everybody possible. Ben, what about you? What were your thoughts?
So I did end up enjoying the movie. It took a little while for me to get kind of into it, though. When it first started, I was kind of annoyed with some of the characters. It was just like, it felt like it wasn't really going anywhere, you know? And it did take a little bit for it to pick up with me. But by the end, I did find myself enjoying it a lot. So I would say like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
What about you, Stu?
Wow, that's harsh.
Yeah.
Ben is like the harshest rater of movies on this podcast.
No, I'm not.
He's
Yeah,
the harshest.
I love movies. I love every movie. Every movie's great.
He's the harshest.
Every movie's
great.
All right, I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole, but how do you describe the difference between your rating of Star Wars Episode 9 versus Dora the Explorer and then this?
Yeah, I love movies. Yeah, I mean, I love Dora.
I love movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
My best friend's is a movie. That totally makes it okay.
It's all right. I could say that. I have movie friends.
You know who says things like that? People who are movie biased.
Movieists.
Not like me and Impartial Tron over there. We
they're
like
cis
movies. Trans. Non-binary.
I gave it a 9.
What?
I was gonna give it an 8.
I really liked it, so you can get fucked, Ben.
You can go suck on an entire bottle of wild turkey.
Wild cherry Pepsi.
Actually, you know what?
No, David, we're still in the Lincoln. You can't say that.
I'm sorry. You know, you can ride in the smaller one. You can ride in the Aviator.
in the Lincoln
It's
sidecar.
How do you guys know so much about Lincolns?
The leading mid-size class SUV of the year for Motor Trend.
It's got J.D. Power and Associates awards for the past 3 years.
For most I can't do this.
Fucking read the lines, David.
Wait, it pays how much? Make sure to get yourself into a Lincoln with 3.5% APR financing.
Is that a good APR? I don't know.
I don't know, but Lincoln's treating us really well. Oh, here's another bag of cash. Buy a Lincoln.
Have you bought it yet?
You're driving it yet?
We'll wait.
Are you
It's
drinking
fine.
wild cherry turkey?
Wild cherry turkey.
Dude, I think we just gave them a new idea. Hey, you heard it here first. It is February 5th, 2020. Wait, let me double check to make sure they didn't already do this.
Pacific Standard Time.
I am almost 100% sure no one is selling wild cherry turkey, David.
We'll corner the market.
Wild turkey. Cherry. So yeah, I guess we'll just we're just gonna jump right into it, I guess, at this point. All right, we're gonna go in the spoiler zone. You can follow us
I think
in.
you mean we're gonna drive right into it.
Oh,
It's not really driving.
bring the car
it's
around.
cruising.
Bring the car around. We're gonna whatever. So if you guys want this movie to be spoiled for you, join us in the spoiler zone. If not, we'll catch you next week when we will be reviewing Gretel and Hansel. That'll be our movie of the week.
Sweet.
Yep.
We won.
All right,
We did
we
it.
are
We did it,
inside.
Ben.
Hit what?
Inside the spoiler zone.
Oh,
Spoiler zone. All right,
we'll take you.
Ben.
to-
How did you miss? Ben? How did you miss this moment?
What? Which moment?
Our movie of the week is Gretel and Hansel.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm changing it to Hans and Franz.
I think that's a different movie.
Oh yes, it is.
Wait, is the movie just about Will Ferrell saying, "Oh my gosh, it's Hansel. He's so hot right now."
I don't know. Maybe. But since we started with Ben, all right, Stu, we'll let you kick it off. What was it about this movie that made you really enjoy it and gave it a 9?
Tickled me
Yeah,
about it.
what tickled your fancy?
Well, like I mentioned, I really liked the way the story was told, where Hugh Grant's character is kind of like at Charlie Hunnam's house, and just like, you know, kind of regaling him of his whole like master plan to get all this money, and then, you know, kept cutting back and forth. So I liked that. That was one thing I liked. Although while I do agree with Ben, it did take a little time for it to kind of get going. I wasn't going to dock it like 3 or 4 points for that. But the other thing I liked is just like all the cast was very good. Charlie Hunnam, Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant. You know, they were all great. And I think, you know, I just like hearing people talk in accents and use their slang. So,
Even though you couldn't I couldn't understand them after a certain point.
yeah. That's half the fun.
That's true. What was your favorite moment?
I think my favorite moment in the movie was when Colin Farrell was like, you first kind of like meet his character, the coach, and he's like in that, I don't know what sandwich shop or chip store, whatever they have in England.
I think it was, I think you're right. Chip store. 'Cause
chip
I think
shop?
he was buying fish and chips.
And he's just like beating the shit out of, or not beating the shit, but like those like
Teaching them a lesson?
Yeah, teaching them a lesson. He's coaching them. He's coaching them. So
He's coach.
What?
What kind of accent was that, David?
I have no freaking clue. Just let it go. Why
a
couldn't you
coach.
just let it go? It's a coach. He's a coach.
Mario, if you were British.
That's not it. Sorry. I'm sorry that shouldn't have happened. All right, keep going.
Yeah, it was that one, or like I guess the more intense scene was when Matthew McConaughey was kind of breaking it down to the other guy towards the end about like what was going to happen with like the money and the stuff, and like, you know, because they try to like backstab him and all that stuff. He's telling him like, oh, I don't get personal about the money. That whole scene was pretty cool.
What about you, Ben? What was why did you give it a 7?
Or a 6.
Well, after listening to Stu, I don't know. Like, he does bring up some good points.
5.
Damn it! You got my point.
You giant fuck.
No, I don't want to talk anymore.
Why? Because we already know everything about you.
Yeah, Ben's gonna lower his score to a 4 now.
Yeah.
And we can move on. David, what was your favorite?
I think one of my favorites is we see Hugh Grant in this very typical role, is that he's always like this like love interest, or he's always in like a romantic movie. So getting him to see him play another like kind of like a gangster almost. Like, yes, I guess he plays like a tabloid reporter who's just trying to get his piece of the pie and all that stuff. Kind of getting a chance to be able to see him do that. Kind of reminded me, I don't know if you guys watched the movie Mickey Blue Eyes back in like the 90s.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that my dad really enjoyed that. It was him just trying to. He falls in love with this girl, and then he meets the family, and then realizes that her family is like a gangster family, it's a mob family, and so like he like tries to blend in, and it's like they gave him the nickname Mickey Blue Eyes, and that's why the name of the movie. So getting to see him kind of do that, and then also seeing the story getting told at the same time, I really like that kind of aspect. I thought the pacing was pretty decent, and then I felt like the twist at the very end was fantastic. I was like really not expecting that. So, but I think the only thing I wanted to get figured out or clarified through you guys was, what was the last words that Matthew McConaughey says to his wife before she closes the door? She goes, "Oh, we have Fletcher," and then he says something. I didn't understand it. What did he say?
It was probably some British slang or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can.
I can't remember.
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. What does that mean? What he say?
Oh, actually, there was also another part I didn't really understand. Who was the guy in the car that Henry Golding went? Or sorry, what's his name? Shit, I can't remember his name in the
McConaughey?
No, not McConaughey. Henry Golding.
The Jewish guy?
No. Crap.
The Asian guy?
I can't remember his.
Oh, Dry Eye.
Dry Eye.
Oh,
Dry Eye. There you go.
Henry something.
Henry
something.
Golding. He goes up to someone in the car during the funeral, and he's like, he said it was his uncle, but they never showed who the uncle was, right? Or am I misremembering this?
I thought his uncle was Uncle George.
Uncle George? Well, he was at the funeral for Uncle George, though, right?
Oh,
So that's why I was confused. I was like, who's he talking to? But I don't know.
It might have been the Jewish guy, because they were the ones who were in
Matt.
cahoots.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I just found it kind of weird that he speaks to him and specifically says uncle. You know, so I was just like, oh, okay.
Oh, did
uncle.
He? Uncle.
Uncle.
You are my uncle. Sorry, I got derailed.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yep. I really enjoyed seeing Colin Farrell's character. It was just like he's like this. So, the title usually tells you a little bit about the movie. Who is the gentleman in this movie? Is it Matthew McConaughey or is it Colin Farrell?
It's not the gentleman, it's the gentlemen, isn't it? Like multiple. They're all gentlemen.
I see. Yeah, we definitely really enjoyed seeing all of them kind of just like have their own like code of honor and how they do things, and then just kind of like letting those things kind of play out. So I thought that was a really interesting thing to see, for sure.
It was also good to see Charlie Hunnam talk in his native accent rather than in Sons of Anarchy when he was pretending to be a biker.
For some reason, I kept thinking that we were gonna see Conor McGregor in this movie.
For some inexplicable reason, because he's Irish.
Yep, that's the explicable reason. But yeah, or Proper 12.
Oh, okay. We can't be hawking or slinging Wild Turkey and Proper number 12.
They don't know that we're inside the spoiler zone. What happens in the spoiler zone stays in the spoiler zone, unless it's a sponsorship from Proper 12 or Wild Turkey
Or Lincoln.
Or Wild Cherry, whatever.
Wild Cherry Pepsi.
Wild Cherry Turkey.
Wild Cherry Turkey. What did Ben what did you
Got
have
it.
to say?
Yes. All right, that works. I'll count that.
Before David kind of like took the bit and ran with it.
Wait, what? Wait, you want me to say something?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, you know, it did take a little time for it to ramp up for me. The not Matthew McConaughey's character.
Dr. Paranoid.
Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant's character. He was I don't know, he wasn't very likable. I mean, I get that's like his whole thing, you know, him being unlikable and being a little bitch, you know.
Yeah.
But
He was supposed to be not likable.
yeah, but he was like the only character you really got any interaction with other than Charlie Hunnam's character, and he was kind of like a stone slate at the beginning. You know, you didn't really know anything about him other than that he was ticked off that Hugh Grant was in his house. So those were the only characters you really got to know other than, yeah, Matthew McConaughey. And he didn't really have much of a character at the beginning either. So for a large portion of the beginning, it was just like kind of going through these motions of like, oh, here are these characters, but you don't know much about them. And all you got who had any bit of charisma was Hugh Grant, and he was annoying as shit. So it was just like, okay, this is kind of leaving a bad taste in my mouth, you know. But then it did pick up when we finally get to see a little more of what Charlie Hunnam actually does, and holy fuck, he was really badass, you know. When he went to go pick up Laura, is that her name? That girl?
Yeah, at the crack house or whatever.
Yeah. And he was just so imposing that whole time, you know, him versus all the punks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was great. But I will say that, similar to you guys, my favorite portion of the film, well, it's tied. It has to be with Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell's character, I loved him. I just wish there was more of him. He felt like such a side character. You know, he was featured for a little bit, and he was there a little at the end, but he didn't do much, which was really unfortunate, because he seemed to be my favorite character in the whole film, you know? But
I think everybody really liked him. I don't think it was like, yeah, I really enjoyed his character the entire time. I was just like, wow, I want to see more of that. Or I feel like there should be, if there was a sequel, he should be the prime one that should be driving it from their point of view, right? He's like, all right, after this one, we're done. And I was like, oh, I actually understood that. I don't know what that
one was good. That one was okay.
I thought it was dog shit, but okay.
That sounded like a Chinese person. Oh,
Wait a minute.
Actually, the one thing I was really upset about, I don't know why, but I feel like everybody else has an accent. I understand Matthew McConaughey's character comes from the States, so he's American, right? But Dry Eye doesn't have an Asian accent. He has a British English accent.
Yeah.
I was really mad. I was really hoping that he thought I did. He said, now I tell you how it is all go. And they didn't do that.
And now you have to
Now
dock it
I
3
tell
points.
you a story, Matthew McConaughey.
Wait, why does he sound like Kim Jong-un from Kim Jong-il from Team America?
Because that's, I don't know, that's how it just comes out.
I tell you a story, Mr. McConaughey.
I leave the Chinese accent to you.
We should have just done this whole episode in accents.
No, I would have dropped it for sure. I definitely would have dropped it. I definitely would not have been able to keep it together.
I just thought of another moment. I liked it. Another favorite moment of the movie.
All right, Stu.
It was when Matthew McConaughey was going to see George, was his name? Uncle George or whatever, in his restaurant.
Oh, and he started vomiting.
And he poisoned it, and he poisoned him, and he just starts violently projectile vomiting.
That was pretty good.
I thought he was dead. I was like, oh, Alka-Seltzer fixes that? What the heck is that?
Well, now you know. If you ever
They're violently puking, just go get Alka-Seltzer and it'll fix everything.
Or fizzies or whatever they call them, and they call it something stupid. They have stupid words for everything.
Plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. This episode has been also sponsored by Alka-Seltzer.
Man, we're raking it in this episode.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
No.
Of course not. I'm
Ben,
doing this pro bono.
Ben, hide the cash.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Stu, I think he's onto us.
I'm gonna hang up, and then you hang up.
Okay. We'll split the check after.
Why are you guys whispering through the microphone? I can hear both of you.
Anyways, David, another thing I liked about the I got nothing. Although I will say this, I don't know how many movies Miramax does, but I feel like something in my head makes me feel like this was a very Miramax style movie.
Miramax is also the production company who brought you Street Sharks.
Is it? Don't lie to me.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Because they did Pulp Fiction also. So.
Oh, sorry. Nope. It starts with an M, but it's not Miramax. Mill Creek Entertainment.
That was not even close, David.
It has started with an M, okay?
Lots of things start with M. Mighty Ducks starts with an M.
Oh, also from a Miramax. Oh, official website, Street Sharks, still alive.
Oh my god.
What the heck is this? Oh, they have names.
Yeah, one of them is like, well, they named him in the second episode.
I don't remember all that. all the names.
Shredder, Ripper,
Ripster,
Ripster,
Big
Ripper?
Slamoo, Streaks, Dr. Paranoid,
Paranoid.
Paranoid.
Yeah, Ripster. They named him Ripster. They coined his name. Anyways, we're not talking about Street Sharks. We left that like 30 minutes ago.
That's true. Okay. So, Ben, any other favorite moments that will raise your score from a, what is it now, a 4?
Yeah. Well, just because of that remark, a 3.
Every time you verbalize something, the score goes down.
Yeah. So stop saying stuff, David. So I will say that there is one scene. I don't know why I really like the scene so much, but when they're talking about the Wagyu steak, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, just show the fucking steak. It's probably gonna look like shit. And he pulls it out, and when he lays the first one on the grill, holy shit, the marbling on that thing. Oh my god! I was just like, Jesus Christ, are you gonna throw that away, Charlie Hunnam? Are you gonna eat that right then and there? Like.
I thought you were gonna say his like
Technique.
God, Dave, what did I just say? Shut the fuck up. All right, now it's a 2.
It's a 2.
That's fine. Just keep going.
1.
Yeah. I don't care.
0.
Now where are you going to go?
-1.
That's the same thing in our podcast as a 10.
2.
Why are you just putting numbers up, Stu?
It's not me. This is Ben.
Yeah.
I'm pretending I'm Ben.
And I'm David. I mean, go and get a toy.
I thought you were gonna mention how his comment to Hugh Grant about how it would be it'd be wasted on him or something.
See, I don't
He delivered it much more clever than I did.
I don't even remember anything that Hugh Grant said because he was so fucking annoying.
No, Hugh Grant didn't say it. Charlie Hunnam said it.
Oh, Hugh Grant. Oh, Charlie Hunnam. Yeah. Fuck.
But you were too preoccupied with the Wagyu steak.
I was. Holy shit. That steak. Oh my god.
Is that enough to bump up your score?
Whew. You know what? It's back up to a 6. It's back up to a 6.
Nice.
From a 2. That steak alone was worth the 4 points. I mean, did you see the marveling in it? Like how much fat?
It looked like a good ass steak.
It did.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And he said it was frozen? Bullshit, it was frozen.
Yeah, frozen doesn't bend like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe during the time that we're talking, you let it thoroughly thaw, through, at room temperature.
No, because I think when he's recapping what happens, he goes like, he was only there for like the house for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, there's no way
or something like that.
Defrost in 30 minutes. You know,
Maybe
it's back down to a 3.
Maybe he was just restocking his supply from the freezer after he removed the already defrosted ones.
All right, back up to a 5.
Get mad 'cause all right, I'm not gonna say anything.
All right, let's end the episode before Ben changes it anymore.
So that was it for this week's episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. Tune in next week when we will be going over episode 3 of Street Sharks, as well as our movie of the week, Gretel and Hansel. As always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
He really likes steak.
I do. I like it more than this movie.
That marbling dough.
Oh my god. It's back up to a 6.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. That's as high as it's going to be ever on this episode of Dos and a Half Cincos.
Quick.
We'll check you later. Okay, bye. Don't forget to tip your Todayki Masters.
Bye.
It's a 3.